today?
We've come down today in solidarity with the South African miners who have been oppressed. Many were killed. Those that weren't were then charged with their comrades. Those that weren't killed were then charged with the deaths, the murders in fact, of their comrades by the authorities, on the basis that they caused the violent protest and gave the police no other choice but to open fire. I find this, very contradictory when the real violence is clearly the Western presence in that region. Of course, the mining company that they were protesting against have head offices in London, to no surprise. And our government seems to be silent on the issue of human rights in the workplace, silent on the issue of fair and equal pay, yet, they still would claim and stand as beacons of democracy and beacons of freedom and equality, when every day their foreign policy and the companies that we allow to operate on this soil seem to be flying in the face of it. So this is a protest out for solidarity with those workers. As you can see, there's a good turnout, but it could be better, So we're just trying to call people out and just say, if you believe that the workers of third world countries should own their own means of production and the land that they are mining, the land that's theirs, the land that colonizers took off of them, that land needs to be given back. Reparations must be now, and now is the time. If you want to stand and fight for that, then please come down and support the South African miners, as this is just a stark example and a brazen example of what is actually happening all over South Africa. This is a regular protest, and it happens weekly, so I just urge anyone to come down 3 o'clock next week. We'll all be here, so it'll be brilliant to get as many people as we can down.
Okay. Thank you, Dan.
area at the Marikana mine. So the miners, despite the fact of producing vast wealth from their land through their labor, benefited from it very little, while those who do no work or very little work in a condition far removed from the condition in the belly of the earth where these miners work every day with the threat and possibility of a collapse of the mine. Can you imagine being trapped in miles down in the earth, trapped for hours, trapped sometimes for days, sometimes for a week, before any rescue, before being rescued? Can you imagine a situation where even as a civilian here, were you to witness an accidental death, the trauma that would ensue from that experience, let alone to see your colleague gone down before your very eyes in cold blood? The miners that were massacred at the Marikana mine owned by Lamin were not, insofar as we are concerned, demonstrating for improvement in their terms and condition of work. Their demands were quite legitimate and should have met by any honest employer and government which supposedly came to represent the people of South Africa. Instead, the government called out its armed forces and its police force, and in response to the miners' demand, were gunned down in cold blood. Many were killed, fleeing for their lives. In fact, the majority, we are told, was ago, we had an inquest concluded with Sean Rick. There is a report now. We are called on, listen to the radio, that there are demands from families for a public inquiry into the role of the pathologist, Dr. Freddy Patel. And we are united with the families in calling for an international investigation, a public inquiry into the role of this pathologist, Dr. Freddy Patel. Brothers and sisters, we are saying here that there will be a meeting this evening at the Queen Mother War School at Nelson Road in Clapham, SW. The nearest tube station is Clapham North or Clapham Common. And the purpose of this meeting, let me reestablish, is to plan how we can have